When I first started coming to your satsangs 6, 7 years ago, before I even went on a retreat, for several months I felt like I was walking on 6 inches above the ground. It was just like, and I wanted to share it with people.
Well, yeah, but that's something that happens. I totally sympathize with that, and I understand that. And when you live doing this, and when you live sharing this, when you don't do it just for a retreat,
Yeah.
you understand. When
Yeah.
you live from that,
Yeah.
you start to understand that it's not as direct and simple as it seems. There is a condition in the other person who is with you that needs to be fulfilled for sharing these matters. You understand? Otherwise, they become to a level that is painful for you, because for you is sacred, and you don't want to disrespect what is sacred for you and put it on a table in a pub. So for me, it's sacred, the truth, and unless you ask me a question, I have no answer. And ideally, I'd like you to ask me a question in a place where we are consciously agreeing to speak about that equally, respectful, honestly, and openly. And not casually, somebody, I don't know what they want, what they're thinking. I'm not gonna put the beloved, the purity on the table to be heated by a half-drunk person.
Yeah.
So I understand your enthusiasm, and I share with you my enthusiasm, because I have the enthusiasm. Many times I said I like to, sometimes, particularly in the past, when I was younger, I wanted to stop people in the street and say, listen, sit down. Have you noticed? You know? Of course you have this, because you want, it's natural that you want the best for everyone, and it's such an amazing reality that you become aware of, that you think it's just about going and telling it. But the transmission is not telling it. And that's something many people is confused about. The transmission is not about going and telling the truth. It's not about going and giving a lecture. The transmission is something happened in an interaction of both, of you know, it's something built between, you understand? It's something built and hold between two individuals or two souls or two persons, whatever you like to call it. It's not something that you can just go and invade and there it is, here it is in your pocket. Yeah. This is the transmission. You know, it's something that you need to reach as well. It's as if we are going to meet in the middle of the bridge, and you have to cross your half and I have to cross my half. And what I do is that I'm always standing in my half saying, come. But I'm not going to cross your side to say, look, come half the, you understand? Because, not because I wouldn't like to, and not because I can't. Sometimes I even do it if I feel that it's necessary for a moment. But in reality, I know that for it to be long-lasting and deep, you have to cross that half of the bridge, and you have to meet me there. And crossing that half of the bridge means that you're open and that you're genuine in the investigation. That you're not just willing to be, you know, debating or.
So it's back to the start, really.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
Yes, the communication. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So there is a certain quality you become aware that is required, and when it's not there, you don't talk about it really.
Yeah, I've learned this. I hope I'm learning this. It's been a long, hard to shut up.
Yes.
I can remember 15 or 20 years ago, just before I fell asleep, I had an experience where I turned inside out. And I had an image that I thought everybody would understand and be able to turn inside out. And I got up, I didn't go to sleep, I was up all night, just wide awake, and this experience stayed with me. And in the morning, my wife then got up and I said, look, I had this. And she just looked at me and said, you're in the head again. And it's this fantastic enthusiasm you can have for something, but not being able to communicate it. Obviously, it's a limitation.
Mm-hmm.
But
This is why it's so beautiful. It's a very sacred process, the inner process for each of us, and you can't share it with everyone because it's like really, it's sacred. You understand? You have to take care of it like a diamond. You have to take care of it like your beloved. You can't just. You understand? Even a realization you have, you don't have to go and impress others with your realization or try to. You understand? Eventually, you start realizing that they're gems, they're gifts for you, and that's okay. You understand? That's it. There's no need for broadcasting or. And this is why you're saying you're learning that. Okay, that's great.
Learning it
60
because I've upset many people by trying to.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. You're 60. It's a good age to learn that.
Yeah.
You still have a long time to
keep learning.
And to keep things for yourself and to see that everybody's going through the same process of learning and that there is no need.